course, as an independently situated middle-aged bachelor, I must be quite an authority on pain and love, wouldn't you have thought? Now, by pain, I don't mean a nagging discomfort in the intestines. For that matter, by love, I don't mean a nagging discomfort in the intestines either. The question I will put to you tonight, and one which I will attempt to answer, is this. If God loves us, why does he allow us to suffer so much? War, pestilence, famine. This is this morning's paper. Last night, as I'm sure you know, a number 1 bus drove into a column of young Royal Marine cadets in Chatham and killed 23 of them. They were 10-year-old boys marching and singing on their way to a boxing match. The road was unlit. The driver did not see them. It was a terrible accident. Nobody was to blame except, where was he? Why didn't he stop it? What possible point could there be to such a tragedy? Isn't God supposed to be good? Isn't God supposed to love us? There's the nub of the matter, love. I think I'm right in saying that by love, most of us mean either kindness or being in love. But surely when we say that God loves us, we don't mean God is in love with us, sitting by a telephone, writing letters, I love you madly, God, XXX, and hugs. At least I don't think so. Perhaps we mean he's a kind God. Kindness is the desire to see others happy. Not happy in this way or that way, but just happy. Perhaps we mean he loves us with a more mature benevolence. Not so much a father in heaven as a grandfather. I do like to see the young people enjoying themselves. What does it matter as long as it makes them happy? Here I'm going to say something which may come as a bit of a shock. I think that God doesn't necessarily want us to be happy. He wants us to be lovable, worthy of love, able to be loved by him. We don't start out all that lovable if we're honest. What is it that makes people hard to love? Isn't it what is commonly called selfishness? Selfish people are hard to love because so little love comes out of them. God creates us free to be selfish, but he adds a mechanism that will penetrate that selfishness and wake us to the presence of others in the world. That mechanism is called suffering. To put it in another way, pain is God's megaphone to rouse a deaf world. Why must it be pain? Why can't he wake us more gently with violins or laughter? Because the dream from which we must be awakened is the dream that all is well. That is the most dangerous illusion of them all. Self-sufficiency is the enemy of salvation. If you are self-sufficient, you have no need of God. If you have no need of God, you do not seek him. If you do not seek him, you do not find him. God loves us, so he makes us the gift of suffering. Through suffering, we release our hold on the toys of this world and know that our true good lies in another world. We are like blocks of stone out of which the sculptor carves the forms of men. The blows of his chisel, which hurt us so much, are what make us perfect. Suffering in the world is not the failure of God's love for us. It is that love in action. But believe me, this world, which we think of as so substantial, is no more than the Shadowlands. Real life has not begun yet.
Then she said, oh yes, I know, the unspeakable in pursuit of the inedible.
I said to the lady on my left that animals are merciless killers and regularly eat one another alive. We had a short and I thought productive exchange on the moral superiority of herbivores to carnivores. At the end of which I suggested the logic of her position was that she should execute her cats. She then said, why are you trying to upset me? You don't even know me.
So what's that supposed to prove?
I think Christopher means for us to conclude that women are different.
Thank you, Jack. Women are different.
Seems to me the poor woman was clearly terrified.
I like it when she said, why are you upsetting me? You don't even know me. She's quite right, of course. One does seek only to upset one's friends.
Different in what way exactly?
The point is this, Alan. She was unable to distinguish between an intellectual and an emotional attack.
Even so, Christopher, some women are very clever, you know. Jack, you don't hold with this, do you? You're a great respecter of women.
It's all that depth of personal experience.
Christopher believes that only practicing fornicators can teach him sexual morality. I believe that each man must fornicate for himself. I've never been quite clear.
Well, in a sense, perhaps I do. Morality presupposes choices. The man who has never fornicated, or imagined fornicating, or wanted to fornicate, has no real moral choice in the matter, does he? To fornicate or not to fornicate, that is the question.
Christopher, beware solipsism. Soon you'll be believing that if it hasn't happened to you, it doesn't exist.
I'm sure you're right, Jack. Already I believe that if it hasn't happened to me, it doesn't matter.
Come along now, Jack. We're relying on you to speak up for the weaker sex.
Yes, Jack, why not? You're a writer of fantasies.
I do talk to women, Christopher.
Really?
Really.
Name one woman you've spoken to this week.
I addressed a conference of women on Monday, as it happens.
But did they address you?
I get letters. Women write me letters.
Do you write back?
Yes, of course.
Pen pals. Well, well. Epistolary intimacies.
I don't profess any special insights into the subject. Harry here's a married man.
Speaking of which,
Yes, off you go.
I must be off too.
'Twas an evening in November, as I very well remember. I was walking down the street in drunken pride. My knees were all aflutter, so I lay down in the gutter, and a pig came up and lay down by my side. As I lay there in the gutter, thinking thoughts I could not utter, a lady passing by was heard to say, "You can tell a man who boozes by the company he chooses." And the pig got up and slowly walked away.
Good night, Louis Major.
Good night, Louis Minor.
Good night, Christopher. You and your pig, come on, back.
Thanks for the dinner, Jack.
Decent claret, I thought.
Oh, very decent.
Should we treat ourselves to a cab?
Oh, I think I'm up to it, Toddle.
Oh, good night.
Good night, Alan. Good night, Alan. Hey, even Greg hasn't quite got it, has he?
He's all right. Give him time.
Young people are so serious. No more than us, I dare say. It's a matter of style.
Christopher used to be quite serious. I remember him getting quite heated about the abdication.
Thought the king was unfairly treated, did he?
Oh, no, he thought he ought to be guillotined.
Well, I'll tell you what I've noticed, Jack. Christopher lives the life of a monk. Speaks about nothing but women. Harry's married, never says a word about his wife.
What should we conclude from that, Warnie? That women are more interesting in theory than in practice?
I found it safer never to conclude anything.
There's going to be a frost tonight.
Too many stars. Confuses me.
Oh, Warnie, you're as bad as Christopher.
Good dinner. Always is. Good night, Jack.
Good night, Warnie. Here he lies where he longed to be. Home is the sailor, home from the sea, and the hunter, home from the hill.
I had the strangest dream last night.
Ah, another dispatch from Mrs. Gresham,
Can't remember any of it.
the Jewish Communist Christian American.
You might ask me how I know it was strange if I can't remember it. Can't answer that one.
She's quite persistent. Which would you rather be, Mr. Lewis? A child caught in a magic spell or the magician casting it?
No news, never is any.
I find I'm quite curious about her.
About who?
Mrs. Gresham.
Oh, why's that, Jack?
Her letters are unusual. She writes as if she knows me.
Oh, how can she?
I don't know. I suppose she's read my books.
Well, I expect it's just the American style. Americans don't understand about ambitions.
She's called Joy.
One would get older responsible for that.
Here, Monty, top line.
She's coming to England.
Yes.
I'm told you share a house with your brother, Major Lewis. Now, who could have told her that?
Do you remember that fellow who came in and wrote a sort of book about me, that American? She knows him.
Ah. Yes, I imagine you telling your brother about me and him saying, is she a nut? And you weighing the letter in one hand as if to weigh my respectability, saying, I'm not sure. Is she a nut?
I'm not sure.
She seems to want to meet you.
Us?
Not politeness.
A good sign.
You are curious.
When you correspond with someone, you begin to form an impression of them. You wonder if that impression is correct. What do you say, Warnie? I see her as short and dumpy.
Spectacles.
Certainly not a beauty.
Long pointed nose.
Leopard skin coat, red hat, brown eyes. No more probing.
Bushy.
I don't think so. She suggests tea in a hotel. That shows some delicacy, I think.
Tea is safe, a hotel is safe.
Shall we say yes?
She might be mad. You remember the one who put an announcement in the paper saying you'd married her?
No, I don't think so. But she does write poems.
Well, then she is bonkers.
It is possible.
Well, I suppose if she came all the way to New York to see you.
But heavens, Warnie, what gives you that idea? No, I'm just another day excursion. Wookie Hole, Blenheim Palace, tea with the Lewis brothers.
With you.
I'm not going alone.
Well, if you want to, Jack. How will we know which one is her?
I suppose you'll have a little boy with her.
Well, suppose there are two middle-aged ladies with small boys.
Well, then we must hope they all don't want to have tea with us.
That's true. Well, there's a woman.
No, little boy.
Oh, the boy, what's his name?
Douglas.
I hope you won't be too agreeable, Jack.
Don't worry, Warnie. We'll put her back on the 457 to Paddington.
She'll turn out to be writing a dissertation on your works. She'll ask if she can come and watch you while you create. She'll say, oh, I'll sit in the corner and you'll never know I'm there. So take flash photographs.
Oh, Warnie, it's only tea, an hour or so of polite conversation. Then we go back home and everything goes on just as it always has. Oh, there she is.
Oh, surely not.
I think so.
Mr. Lewis?
Mrs. Gresham.
I'm Joy Gresham.
How do you do? This is my brother, Major Lewis.
Ah, Major Lewis. And this is Douglas.
Hello, Douglas.
Is that him?
That's him.
Gee, it doesn't look like him.
I'm sorry, Douglas. I'm afraid your reaction is very common. Please sit down, Mrs. Gresham, and we'll summon up some tea. Warnie, would you mind bringing the old what's-this? That is if you drink tea.
Of course, this is England.
So it is.
Tea for three, please.
I get the feeling you share that. I don't look like you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I've imagined this moment.
And it's not as you imagine.
Not exactly. But it's very kind of you to find time to meet me. So many people must write you. You can't be forever having tea with strange women.
Not exactly strange, Mrs. Gresham. I've enjoyed our correspondence.
Enjoy. Okay.
Not the word you would have used.
Your letters have been the most important thing in my life.
Oh, dear.
But let's pretend I didn't say that. This is tea. This is England.
So tell me, how long have you been in the country?
Just over a week.
And what brings you to England?
Oh, well, I wanted to come for some time.
So how do you find English, Mrs. Gresham?
Quiet. Extremely quiet. I would go so far as to say too quiet. Well, the big mystery about the English is, where are they all and why are they all so tired? Well, seriously, they don't talk, they don't move. All day long, they're timid and lethargic. So what's going on?
Do you have an explanation?
I have a theory. My theory goes like this. The English are nocturnal creatures. They do their living at night. Somewhere in England, there's this terrific party going on all through the night with everyone yelling and stomping and having one hell of a good time. So all day, they're sleeping it off.
If only it were true. I'm afraid we don't have the famous energy of New York.
Oh, you can keep New York.
You're a New Yorker, are you, Mrs. Gresham?
Not anymore.
What did your husband do?
Bill? Bill's a writer. Or he would be, if he wrote.
You too, Jack tells me.
All in the past. You call him Jack?
Ever since I was 4 years old, I never did like the name Clyde.
I wouldn't have thought of you as a Jack. But now that you say it, yes, you do look like a Jack.
What does Jack look like?
Not at all spiritual.
Oh, now I've disappointed you.
No. You're just becoming real, that's all.
I'm delighted to hear it.
Mom, will he write my book?
We'll have to ask him, won't we? Douglas has brought one of his Narnia books.
None books, have you really? There. Oh, The Magician's Nephew, very good.
It's not true, is it?
Depends on what you mean by true, it's a story.
Diggory put on a magic ring and it magicked him into a palace where there was this beautiful queen, except she was really a witch. He found a magic apple and he brought it back to his mother. She was very sick, but she got well again.
A fair synopsis, I would say.
But it isn't true.
True in the story. There you are.
Can you do magic?
No, I'm afraid not.
Mom, can I be excused?
Is it all right if he runs around?
Runs around, I don't see why not.
Don't go too far, darling. All this, it isn't true, is his way of saying I want it to be true. I was just like that at his age. I remember actually announcing to my parents that I had become an atheist.
You mean you really wanted to believe in God?
In something at least. But I didn't know that then.
If I remember correctly, you've been through several phases. You were born a Jew, then you became a communist, and then you converted to Christianity.
You remember correctly.
But you started with atheism.
Oh no, I started with materialism. Oh, I had it all worked out by high school. Men are only apes.
Oh, thanks very much.
Life is only an electrochemical reaction. Mind is only a set of conditioned reflexes. And anyway, most people aren't rational like me. Well, the universe is only matter. Matter is only energy. I forget what I said energy was only.
Extraordinary.
Oh, that was all a front. Somewhere deep inside, there was someone else.
The one who wrote the poem.
On your report, Mrs. Gresham.
Major Lewis, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, God save us, she's going to start reciting.
I hope I'm not so bad-mannered.
No poetry at tea time. I know my manners too. But just to redeem myself a little, I must tell you that I did once win a National Poetry Award, which I shared with Robert Frost. You have heard of Robert Frost.
I rather think so, yes.
But that's all in the past now.
Why is that?
Let's say I've turned away from the mirror.
The mirror. You mean the reflection of yourself or the reflection of the world?
The one being vanity, which is bad. The other being art, which is good.
Possibly.
I don't make that distinction. See yourself in the mirror. You're separate from yourself. See the world in the mirror. You're separate from the world. I don't want that separation anymore.
I could argue that art has just the opposite effect. Great art breaks through that separateness and lets us touch the very heart of reality.
It breaks through. Well, that makes it sound as if art does all the work. I'd say we have to do the breaking through ourselves. Art teaches us how to know it when we see it. But art isn't it.
I see. Art is some sort of instruction manual for life, is it?
Hey, that's one of your favorite tricks, Mr. Lewis.
Beg your pardon?
You re-describe your opponent's argument with a dismissive image, and you think you've dismissed the argument.
I stand corrected.
Mom, can I ring the bell?
No.
Can I have a glass of milk?
No. I really don't think we should take up any more of your time.
Well, it's awfully good of you to come all this way. Warning, I really must settle up. How long are you planning to be in England, Mrs. Gresham?
Oh, to the end of December.
Do you expect to be in Oxford again?
I don't know. I could be.
What do you say, Warning? Think we could rise to a pot of homebrew tea?
I think we could manage that.
You and adequate warning, of course.
Well, thank you. I'd like that.
Now, let me see what the damage is.
Major Lewis, I must rely on you to tell me if I take up too much of your brother's time.
Oh, I'm sure you must have time pressures of your own, Mrs. Gresham.
Oh, sure, some. Your brother has given me so much, but through his writing, I mean. I think it might surprise you to know just how much.
Yeah, Mrs. Gresham, everything surprises me.
Douglas, you remember the bell in the book?
Yes, and the queen was sitting in a stone chair, and she was very beautiful, but she didn't move or even breathe, but she wasn't dead.
No, she was waiting.
Waiting for someone to ring the bell.
You remember what was written on the pillar beneath the bell? Make your choice, adventurous stranger. Strike the bell and bide the danger.
Can I?
Don't break the spell, it'll wake the queen.
I don't care.
All right, then. only tea, Warnie. She won't stay long. At least one can talk to her.
Listen to her.
You think she's going to make a nuisance of herself.
Oh, I'm sure you know what you're doing, Jack.
Besides, she goes back to New York at the end of the month. One could be so much more friendly to people who can't stay long.
Boy, what did you write in this book, by the way?
The magic never ends.
Isn't that overstating things a bit?
No, he's only a child.
He'll ask for his money back later.
You remember what she said about Douglas? How it isn't true is his way of saying, I wish it were true. Don't you think that was perceptive?
I wonder what her husband thinks of her running around England like this.
This isn't the Middle Ages, Warnie.
Well, she is American, of course.
And a poet.
She'll make you listen to one of her poems. I'll bet you 10 shillings to sixpence, and then she'll ask you, how did you like it? And you'll be stumped.
I shall say, only you could have written that.
Voice.
Absolutely. There they are. You found it. Welcome.
Hello. You got your coat, Douglas. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, Mrs. Grisham, I'll leave Jack to entertain you.
Oh, good to see you again, Major Lewis.
Yes.
Do you mind Douglas looking at your books?
That's what books are for.
Jack was particularly hoping you'd introduce you to some of your poetry.
I'd be interested to know what you write.
Wrote, all in the past. Well, how long have you and your brother lived here?
Would you believe for over 20 years?
Good heavens. No wonder it's so comfortable.
My friends call it the midden. They say if I move the bookcases, the walls would fall down. Make yourself at home, Mrs. Gresham, and I'll summon up some tea.
What have you got there?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
The best. Be careful with that. It's probably Mr. Lewis's first copy.
As you can see, I'm all prepared.
Sir Philip Sidney, Sir Thomas Wyatt. You like your poets to have titles.
I'm working on English literature of the 16th century, excluding drama, for all hell.
Oh, hell?
Oxford History of English Literature.
16th century. You got the easy one.
You think so?
Well, who is there? Spencer. If you cheat, you can squeeze Shakespeare in at the end.
Excluding drama.
Venus and Adonis, The Rape of Lucrece. Well, they must be 1590-something.
Quite right.
Of course, you do have Knox's The First Blast of the Trumpet Against the Monstrous Regiment of Women. That's what I call one hell of a title.
Do you really? And what did you call your book of poems?
Letters to a Comrade.
Do you remember any of them?
Oh, you don't want to
No,
hear
no,
any-
no, come on.
Oh, okay. Let's get it over with. Let's see. Ah, here's one I wrote when I was 22. Spanish Civil War. It's called Snow in Madrid.
In your own time.
Softly, so casual, lovely, so light, so light. The cruel sky lets fall, something one does not fight. Men before perishing see with unwounded eye, for once the gentle thing fall from the sky. Embarrassed, huh? Well, buddy, you asked for it. Get out of it.
No, I'm touched.
Touched. Okay, that'll do. That's about its level. When was I ever in Madrid? The answer is never.
Personal experience isn't everything.
You don't think so?
I've never been in Madrid, but I know it's there.
How about Narnia? Ever been there?
That's an interesting question. I'm not sure. I suppose I sent surrogates of myself there, children,
Yourself as a child.
something like that.
It is different when you feel something for yourself. And it's a lot different when it hurts.
Just because something hurts doesn't make it more true or even more significant.
No, I guess not.
Douglas, there's some orange squash in the kitchen if you'd like it.
No thanks.
I'm not trying to say that pain is purposeless, far from it. But to find meaning in pain, there has to be something else. Pain is a tool. If you like, Pain is God's
God's megaphone to rouse a deaf world.
How embarrassing. You know my writing too well.
I know it because I've read it and reread it. I knew you pretty well before we met.
But you had not had the personal experience.
Mr. Lewis, listen, I can't go on calling you Mr. Lewis. It makes me feel like a kid. Can I call you
Of
Jack?
course you can.
Jack, I'm Joy.
How do you do, Joy? Well, that's that.
So, Jack, have you ever been really hurt?
You don't give up, do you?
Sorry. I withdraw the question. What do you do for Christmas?
Oh, much as last year. Roast turkey, Christmas food, far too much to drink. How about you?
Yeah, we haven't decided. Some lucky English hotel. Well, that should be a new experience.
Been back home for the New Year.
Home. Yes.
I have been really hurt, you know. The first time was always the worst. It's when my mother died.
How old were you?
8.
Old enough to hurt.
Oh, yes, it was the end of my world. I remember my father in tears, voices all over the house, doors opening and shutting. It was a big house, all long, empty corridors. I remember I had the toothache. I wanted my mother to come to me. I cried for her to come, but she didn't come.
What was it?
Cancer. Followed the usual course. An operation, apparent recovery, return of the disease, increasing pain, death.
And after death, did you believe in heaven when you were a child? Did you believe you'd meet her again?
No, she was gone, that was all.
And you went somewhere secret to cry?
I went somewhere secret. I didn't cry. Douglas, are you sure I can't get you some of the orange squash?
No thanks, Jack. We should go.
No, but you only just got here. I'm frightfully glad you both came.
I'm frightfully glad you asked us. Douglas, book bag, coat on.
He doesn't make a fuss, does he?
Douglas and I understand each other.
Joy, I don't like to think of you spending Christmas in a hotel. Why don't you come here? You'd both be very welcome.
No, no, you don't want strangers rampaging all over your house.
I'd have to ask Warnie, of course. Speaking for myself, I welcome the company.
It's very kind of you, Jack. You asked Warnie. But we can look after ourselves, I promise you. We're very independent, Douglas and I.
You'd be doing me a kindness. I'm sure Warnie will be delighted.
What I resent about Christmas is the general presumption of goodwill. I feel no goodwill towards my fellow man. I feel ill will.
Your feelings have very little to do with Christmas. Feelings are far too unreliable.
Maybe so, Jack, but they're very close to me. I'm very attached to my feelings. I won't hear a word against them.
I'm
They're
afraid-
easily hurt.
I'm afraid Christmas is something of a lost cause, Jack.
That depends on how it's put. If you tell people it's all about peace in the world and kindness to the poor and needy, then naturally nobody listens.
Aha, the art communicator in action. Give us the sales pitch, Jack.
Yes, Jack.
Virgin has sex with omnipotent alien, gives birth to God.
Now, you see, I've always thought the incarnation proves that God has a severely limited intellect. Who would choose voluntarily to become human when you have the option of staying safely divine?
Ah, but think of the magic, Christopher. The birth of a helpless, squealing infant who is also God. An all-powerful baby. Doesn't that satisfy your thirst for the peculiar? It's the coming of new life in the heart of winter, when all the land is dead. The trees are bare, the snow is falling. All the trees are bare, all but one tree, which bears fruit. That's real magic.
I think you're being hard on the poor and needy, Jack. No room at the inn, remember?
Jack's invited them to stay with us.
Really, Jack?
Who?
Mother and child are upstairs.
Mrs. Gresham and her son are spending Christmas.
Well, Jack, you have succeeded in surprising me. Who is Mrs. Gresham?
Wait and see.
She's an American.
Curious, sir? I'm curious.
Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas!
Oh, Joy, let me introduce you here. This is Alan Gregg. Professor Christopher Riley. Of course, you know Warnie. And Reverend Harry Harrington.
Delighted to meet you, Mrs. Gresham.
Mrs. Gresham, how opportune. I understand you're from the United States of America.
Yes, I am.
Perhaps you could satisfy my curiosity on a small matter. Jack's children's stories are published in America, they tell me. Are they or are they not in translation?
I don't understand.
The Lion, the Witch, and the clothes closet.
Behave yourself, Christopher.
Forgive me, Jack. Success breeds envy, as ever.
I know what you mean by success. My friends treat my children's stories as a form of juvenile dementia.
Have you read any of them, Professor Riley?
Jack has read extracts aloud to me. It's one of his tests of friendship.
He's been reading me, Sir Philip Sidney.
Is he more bearable?
Bearable. Sidney is glorious.
He is, isn't he?
He has this inspired image of desire. Capital D was a baby that won't stop falling. Sleep, baby mine. Desire. Nurse Beauty singeth.
My cries, oh baby, set mine head on aching. I'm afraid Sidney was rather down on desire.
Babies just yell until they get what they want. That's what I love about the image. It's precise. Nowadays, poets can be so lazy.
Oh, you sound like me, Joy. You're supposed to be dragging me kicking into the 20th century.
I've been force-feeding Jack T.S. Eliot, but even Eliot can be lazy. When the evening is spread out against the sky, like a patient etherized upon a table. What kind of an image is that? Why, he could just as easily have written, well, like a cocktail sausage upon a tray.
Congratulations, Jack. You seem to have found a soulmate.
I thought you believed we didn't have souls, Christopher.
Well, now, you see, I consider the soul an essentially feminine accessory. Anima, quite different from animus, the male variant. This is how I explain the otherwise puzzling difference between the sexes. Where men have intellect, women have soul.
Professor Riley, as you know, I am an American, and different cultures have different modes of discourse. I need a little guidance here. Are you being offensive or really stupid?
Serves you right, Christopher. Don't be such a bully.
I feel like calling for police protection. Where on earth?
Tell me, Mrs. Gresham, how do you find England?
Cold, dull,
Very original. How perceptive.
and I don't much care for the weather either. Will you excuse me, Jack, Reverend Harrington, Mr. Gregg, Professor Riley, it's been my pleasure.
What do you say? Let's finish these up.
No, I don't think I could, Jack. Thank you.
Jack, I'll eat those up for supper.
No, I shall look forward to that.
Yeah.
Jack, she's simply ghastly. You must get rid of her.
Oh, come on, Christopher, just because she bit you back.
Lord, I don't mind that, but she's got her hooks into you, man. You must see that.
She's a married woman and a committed Christian. Now, that might not warm the cockles of your heathen heart, but it does mean she's unlikely to have any adulterous designs on me.
Never send to know for whom the wedding bell tolls, Jack.
Oh, look at you, all worked up over nothing. Never fair, she's harmless. Besides, she sails back to New York after Christmas.
Well, Christmas. Remember what happened to Scrooge?
Ah, happy Christmas, Christopher.
Easy to say, Jack. Easy to say.
Thanks for the drinks, Jack.
Oh, are you up?
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Harry.
Happy Christmas,
Happy
Jack.
Christmas, Alan. You mustn't mind, Christopher. It's nothing personal, just how he is.
It's not important.
Letter from home?
Yes,
Bad news?
in a way.
Is there something I can do to help?
I'm not sure.
What is it?
If I was back home and this was happening, I'd write you to tell me what to do. I could say it in a letter.
Well, that's easy enough. Tell me it's in a letter. Off you go. Dear Mr. Lewis.
Dear Mr. Lewis, my husband has just written to me to tell me that he has fallen in love with another woman. Her name is Renee. He wants me to give him a divorce so that he'll be free to marry her. Renee and I are in love and have been since about the middle of August. If it had not been for our love, I could not have come through this summer with as little anguish as I have, for things have been rough financially. Maybe you wonder if I knew about Renee. The answer is no, but Renee is not the first.
Do you love your husband?
I don't know how to answer that one. Bill's very talented. He wants to do right by everyone. He's a good man at heart, and I guess I love him. Bill's a drunk. He sleeps around a lot. He's sometimes violent, and I guess I haven't loved him for years. Once he broke a bottle over Douglas's head. 2 days later, he said, "When have you ever known me to do an unkind thing?" He's worn me out. That's the truth of it. The only thing that's new is he wants a divorce.
I have no idea.
How could you? People never know about other people's lives. You have to live it to know it. Sorry, you don't agree with that.
Contrary to popular opinion, I don't know everything.
A lot of good things have come out of my life with Bill. We were happy at the beginning. And there's Douglas. And there's something else, too. Something that happened to me that was very important. And in a strange way, I owe to Bill. Something I don't talk about. But I'd like to tell you, if you don't mind.
Tell me.
It only lasted 30 seconds, maybe less. But it changed everything for me. I've been turning into a different person ever since.
What happened?
We were living in Westchester County. Bill was working in the city. One day, he phoned from his office to say he was losing control of his mind, that he wasn't ever coming home again. Bang! The phone went down. That was it. I had a small baby. I was alone. I had no idea what to do. I phoned everyone I knew. They hadn't seen Bill. I put the baby to bed, and I waited. He didn't come. I didn't know if he was dead or alive. Round about midnight, I broke down. I never felt so helpless in my life. The baby was upstairs asleep. I was downstairs. I was crying. Then, there was someone else in the room. Just for a few seconds. Maybe half a minute. But I knew it was a real person. More real than real. So real that everything else was like shadows. I said something. I have no idea what. I guess I was just saying, okay then. Okay.
And tell me, what news of your husband?
Bill came home 3 days later. I told him. He said, I wish God would come to me. I'll say this for Bill. He has an open mind. You just can't keep any one thing in it for long.
Are you going to go back?
What about the divorce, Jack?
Marriage is not just a legal contract.
We'd still be married in the eyes of God.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be free to marry anyone else.
No.
No. I know. I've read your writings on the subject many times. So that's it, I guess.
So tell me, Joy, is this woman actually living with your husband in your house?
Yes, I guess.
That's where you're going back to?
Where else can I go?
And later?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to burden you with all of this, Jack. It's not your problem. Don't worry. I'll be all right. I always have been.
I just wish there was something I could do.
There is.
Yes.
Be my friend.
Not that already.
I know. Thank you. I'm just going to go upstairs now.
Morning, morning.
Good morning,
Good for
Jack.
you.
You miss her, don't you?
Things are quieter now.
I'm not much of a talker.
One of your many virtues, Morning.
Is she coming back?
Coming back? No, why should you come back? I haven't really thanked you, Morning.
And for what, Jack?
You've been very tolerant, very understanding.
Any friend of yours, Jack?
I know. Well, that'll be Christopher. Doors open, Christopher!
Safe to enter. La belle dame, some will see.
Now, Christopher, you know perfectly well she went back to New York ages ago.
Tom's latest, as promised. The only copy.
She's up to scratch.
Not bad. If he wasn't a friend, I would say pretty good. Morning, morning.
Hi, good morning, Christopher.
Perhaps it's just as well, Jack.
What is?
The return of the native.
What are you trying to say?
You know how people talk.
Well, Christopher, I don't know and I don't care. A like-minded man and woman ought to be able to be friends, it seems to me. I don't know why I should disqualify half the human race simply because they're also available for other purposes.
I won't argue that, Jack. Friendship, whatever.
Everything's all love or sex these days. Friendship is getting to be as quaint and outdated a notion as chastity. Soon friends will be like the elves and pixies, mythical beasts, mythical creatures from a distant past.
I think you're far too optimistic, Jack. Friendship will be made illegal, clearly. The defendant has been found guilty of gross public friendship. I hereby pass sentence of 5 years marriage with no remission.
No news, never is any.
Shall we see you in hall again, Morning, like old times?
Like old times, Christopher, why not?
Tell me something, Christopher. How shall I put this? Would you say you were, well, content?
I am as I am, Jack. The world is as it is. My contentment or otherwise has very little to do with it.
Don't you ever have a feeling of waste?
Of course. All life is a waste. Remember, I don't have your faith in divine recycling.
It's always a trying time of the year for me. The new leaves not yet out, mud everywhere you go. Frosty mornings gone, sunny mornings not yet come. Air dank and unhealthy. Oh, give me frozen pipes and blizzards, but not this nothing time, not this waiting room of a world.
May will come, Jack, and June and July.
And I have 2 books to finish, 6 talks to write, and letters, letters, letters.
Remember me, Jack?
Joy, what are you doing here?
Well, the door was open.
But I don't have...
We live here now, Douglas and I.
Here in Oxford?
Yes, but don't worry, we have our own house. Will be no trouble at all. Want a cup of tea?
Yes, thank you very much. I love one.
Then you're going to have to make it. This is your house.
Of course. I'm sorry, I'm just a little confused. Why did you write?
What for? To ask permission?
No. When did you decide this? How did you find the house? How was it all arranged?
And what have I done with Bill? We're divorced. No more Bill, no more America.
I see.
Do you mind?
No, I don't mind. Why should I mind?
Well, I don't know you might.
No, I don't mind.
Well, that's all right then. So, tell me the news.
What news?
Don't tell me the time has stood still since I've been away.
I've gone by at a slow amble, perhaps. I may be offered a chair at Cambridge, if you call that news, professor of medieval and Renaissance literature.
You take it?
Probably.
You leave Oxford.
Only to teach. I'd go on living here. Cambridge is a chilly sort of town.
So you won't be moving out just as I move in.
I'm really very, very surprised to see you again, Joy.
I think you're overdoing the surprise a bit, Jack. I wasn't dead. I was only in America.
No, but you see, I was thinking... Well, I was thinking about you.
I'm honored.
There we are. I was thinking about you, and all of a sudden, there you were.
Here I am. Present tense. Present intense.
I'm really very, very glad to see you again, Joy.
Thank you, Jack.
Moving house is always some sort of revolution, I always think. The old order overthrown, the new order waiting to be born. One wakes up facing a different direction. One's books are in different places. One can't find a place to hang one's dressing gown.
When did you last move house?
25 years ago. Thank God that's over.
Oh, I don't know why I brought all this stuff.
What is it?
My uncollected works. How could I have written all this stuff?
I'm sure there's nothing to be ashamed of.
You haven't read it, nor will you.
What can I do to help?
Books into shelves.
Books in the shelves, any particular order?
I'll put them anywhere they'll fit. I'll sort them out later. Jack, are you sure you want to do this?
I said I'd help. Joy?
What does Bill think about you moving to England to live?
I don't think he likes it. On the other hand, he can only afford to give me $60 a month. And England is cheaper.
That doesn't sound like much. Is that enough?
We'll manage.
If things get tight, you will let me know, won't you?
I don't want to take your money, Jack.
Don't be silly. That's what friends are for.
We are friends, aren't we?
We most certainly are.
Should Princess Margaret have followed the dictates of her heart? Group Captain Peter Townsend's lips are sealed, but his hands are shaking. She chose duty before love. So, what do you think of the Heartbreak Princess?
Dictates of her heart sounds almost like a higher authority. All it means is doing exactly what she feels like doing.
I knew you'd be on the side of duty.
I don't pretend it was an easy decision.
Easy it's not.
Big change for you, this.
England?
Yes.
Oh, if it turns out to be a mistake, I'll have lost very little. But I do hope it works out for Douglas.
What made you decide?
I had to go somewhere. And I like England.
And it's cheaper.
I like Oxford.
All those warm-hearted dons and their loving female companionship.
I can handle that.
The balmy English weather.
I like the way Oxford's been here a long time. Not everything is the impulse of the moment. I like being among educated people. And I like living in the same town as you. Do you mind?
My dear Joy, I don't own Oxford.
Do you mind?
No, I don't mind. Why should I?
You know what I mean, Jack.
I'm delighted to have you as a neighbor. Why do you look at me like that?
Like what?
As if I'm lying to you. Why should I lie to you? I mean what I say.
I know that, but you don't say it all, do you?
One can't say it all, it would take too long.
All right, Jack. But I trust you to tell me anything I might need to know.
What sort of thing do you think you need to know?
I want to stay friends with you, Jack. I need to know anything that would make that hard for you.
No,
I might as well know where we are.
best to have things out in the open, you think?
Well, that's how I like it.
You never can tell what's going on between people, can you? People jump to conclusions. It makes me quite angry from time to time that people aren't allowed to be just, well, friends.
Like us, you mean?
Like us. Not that I regard friendship as a small thing. As a matter of fact, I consider it one of life's most precious gifts.
But
But it shouldn't be made into a watered-down version of something it's not.
such as?
Such as, well, to give you an example, romantic love, which seems to be about the only emotion men and women are permitted to feel for each other these days. Not that friendship isn't in its own way
A kind of love.
a kind of love. I knew you'd understand.
Oh, I understand better than that, Jack. You are a bachelor, and I'm a divorced woman. Some people might suppose you to have some idea of marrying me. You have no such idea. I am to have no false expectations. You want this out in the open because you care about me and don't want me to be hurt. Have I understood you correctly?
You are extraordinary. I don't know what to say.
That's okay, I just said it all. Wasn't so hard, was it?
I'm not used to this, whatever it is.
Naming names, that's
Yes.
all it is.
Yes.
So now you don't need to be afraid of me, do you?
Good Lord, Joy. I was never afraid of you.
I really do appreciate your help, Jack.
It's the least I can do. I'm sure there are more substantial ways I can help that you're not telling me about.
I don't want to exhaust your goodwill.
Oh, never fear. I think it grows by being drawn on.
There is something you could do which would help me enormously. But if I asked you for something and you can't give it, I want you to just say no. I mean, just no. No guilt, no evasion, no running away.
Well, I would hope so. I don't think you'd ask me for anything beyond my power to give.
No, it's not beyond your power to give.
So there is something in particular.
Yes, there is. There's something that you can do for me that would help me a great deal.
I think I know what it is. You want me to put the kettle on?
Oh, come on, Jack, and I'll tell you all about it in the kitchen.
So she's still over here for good, has she?
Who knows, for the foreseeable future.
Why Oxford?
Why not Oxford? Dreaming spires and so forth?
You know how it looks, don't you, Jack?
Yes, I know. She's only a friend of me, Morny, that's all.
Is that how she sees it?
I wouldn't presume to raise the matter.
No, of course not.
There is something you should know.
What's that, Jack?
I've agreed to marry her.
You have.
It seemed like the right thing to do.
You astound me, Jack.
Don't worry, Morny, nothing's going to change. I'm not really going to marry Joy.
You're not.
No, what I've agreed to do is extend my British citizenship to her so she can go on living in England.
By marrying her.
Only technically.
You're marrying Joy technically.
True marriage is a declaration before God, not before some government official. Joy will go on living in her own house, go on using her own name. We'll go on living here exactly as before. No one even need know except you, Somerset House, and the Department of Immigration. Simply a bureaucratic formality, a CUT.
Yeah, I get it.
Sorry.
Mr. Lewis, we shall proceed immediately. Before you are joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows that you're about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is a union of one man and one woman, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. Now we shall proceed with the declarations. Mr. Lewis, if you'll repeat after me. I call upon those here present.
I call upon those here present.
That I, Clive Staples Lewis,
To witness that I, Clive Staples Lewis,
do take thee, Helen Joy
And
Davidman,
take thee, Helen Joy Davidman,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
be my lawful wedded wife.
Miss Davidson, if you'll repeat after me. I call upon those here present.
I call upon those here present
To witness that I, Helen Joy Davidman,
to witness that I, Helen Joy Davidman,
do take thee, Clive Staples Lewis,
take Clive Staples Lewis
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Do we have a break?
No.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No break? Very well. You'll all please sign the register, but before you sign, be sure to check that everything is exactly correct. Please. Yes, thank you. Oh, very good. Oh, thank you. Mrs. Lewis? Mrs. Lewis? May I be the first to congratulate you and wish you every happiness in life together.
Well, do you know, that's very good of you.
Oh, thank you.
What a terrible day.
Well, that's that.
Can I invite you both back for a drink?
Oh, please forgive me, Joey, but I must get back to work. You know how it is.
Of course, Jack. Off you go.
I'd be most grateful for that drink, Joy.
Oh, it's kind of you, Warnie. I must admit, I found that an unusual experience.
Yes, you must forgive Jack.
I'm getting to know him a little now. I think I understand him. I'm very grateful to him.
Nobody is to know, he tells me.
That's right. Best that way.
What he actually said was, it will be as if it never happened.
Yes,
Odd business.
it is that.
Jack plays safe, you see, always has.
I do rather need that drink.
So tell me, Douglas, how do you like England?
Not much. Mom says we don't have to stay if we don't like it.
So you're seeing if you like it.
Except I don't.
What about your mother?
I guess she likes it.
You want to stay with her, don't you?
Yes. Have you met my dad?
No?
My dad, he's okay, but I love my mom the best.
Douglas, bed.
Night, Mr. Lewis.
Good night, Douglas.
One chapter.
He's so obedient, I like him.
She likes you.
He doesn't seem to be very impressed with England.
You'll get used to it.
So this is it, is it? Land of hope and glory?
I think so. I'm happier here than I've been in a long time.
I'm glad.
Mostly because of you, Jack. One good friend can make all the difference.
Not getting sick of the sight of me?
Not yet. Though heaven knows what the neighbors think.
No, the worst, no doubt.
But don't you sometimes burst to share the joke?
Joke? What joke?
Well, here's the neighbors thinking that we're unmarried and up to all sorts of wickedness, while all along we're married and up to nothing at all.
I think I'd better be on my merry way.
Only independently married, of course.
Tell me, do you think I come around too often?
Too often for what? We're friends. That's what we agreed. Good friends. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. You get that twitchy look in your eyes and start feeling in your coat pockets like there's something there you have to find.
You know me too well.
Don't say that. Just say I know you.
You know me.
Mom, I'm ready.
I'll be right there.
Well, I'll just say good night then.
Good night. Oh,
What?
it's nothing. I just stumbled. I'm fine. I'll see you soon.
Well, good night then.
Good night. Oh!
Recently, a friend of mine, a brave and Christian woman, collapsed in terrible agony. One minute she seemed fit and well. The next minute she was in awful pain. She is now in hospital, suffering from advanced bone cancer and most certainly dying. Why? I find it hard to believe that God loves her. When you love someone, you don't want them to suffer. You can't bear it. You want to take their suffering on yourself. Even I feel like that. Why doesn't God, not just once in history, but on the cross, but again and again, today, now? It's at times like this, we must remember the very core of our Christian faith. There are other worlds than this. This world that seems so real to us is no more than a shadow of the life to come. If we believe that all is well in this present life, if we can imagine nothing more satisfying than this present life, then we are under a dangerous illusion. All is not well. Believe me, all is not well. Suffering. Through suffering. By suffering. We release our hold on the toys of this world and know that our true good lies in another world. Well, after we have suffered so much, must we still suffer more and more? We are like blocks of stone, out of which the sculptor carves the forms of men. The blows of his chisel, which hurt us so much, are what make us perfect.
How is she, Jack?
Not good, not good.
I'm so sorry.
I just want to do you well, that's all.
Of course you do. We all do.
Dangerous world we live in, Warnie. How full of cutting edges. They give her morphine, you know. No morphine for me.
But Jack, you've been up all night. You've got to get some sleep.
Can't sleep. I've never been more awake in my life. It's the wrong time, you see, Warnie. It's too soon.
Too soon for what, Jack?
I haven't had time.
Time for what?
Time to talk. Time to get to know her. Time to say things.
It doesn't take long.
I suppose not.
Whatever it is, I should just say it.
Would you really, Warnie? You're quite right, of course, but it's difficult, you see.
Yes, I do see.
I just want to do well again, that's all.
Yeah, of course we all do.
Douglas, she's not very strong, you know that. No, she's in very good hands. Very good hands. She sleeps a lot. You mustn't mind that. Sleep's good for her. Sleep, the great healer.
Are you a muffin man, Douglas? Like muffins, do you?
Yes?
We shall have a muffin tea later. I shall like that.
Douglas, you can come see your mother now.
That's the magician's nephew he's carrying around with him.
Yes, I've noticed.
The boy goes to Narnia, picks a magic apple, takes it home to his dying mother and makes her well again.
Ah, that poor kid.
I'm a fraud, Warning.
Mr. Lewis.
Well, doctor, any change?
She's been sleeping, otherwise nothing to report, really.
How much has she been told?
Well, she's been told the cancer is eating through her left femur. And she has a malignant tumor in one breast. But she knows it's serious. How could she not know? Her hip bone snapped like a frozen twig.
I don't understand. So suddenly, how could all this happen with no warning?
I'm told there's been an occasional pain before.
We all have occasional pain.
That's often how it goes, I'm afraid.
Just don't understand.
To tell you the truth, Mr. Lewis, nor do we.
How bad is she?
She's likely to die.
Well, that's being a little more starkly than I choose. I don't pretend to be able to prophesy the future.
No, but it's true, isn't it?
Her cancer is very advanced.
Thank you, doctor. Hello, Joy.
Hello, Jack.
How's the pain?
Kind of pushy.
Don't talk if it hurts.
Did you visit before?
A couple of times.
I thought so.
They're going to operate on a broken hip tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Jack. I didn't mean for you to have all this bother.
Hush, woman, you're the one who's having all the bother.
What I mean is, I don't expect you to worry about me.
Oh, and who do you expect to worry about you?
You know what I'm trying to say.
Who should worry about you but me? You are my wife.
Technically.
Then I shall worry about you technically.
Just how much is there to worry about, Jack? They won't tell me.
It's because they don't know themselves.
Tell me, Jack.
I don't know any more than they do.
Please.
They expect you to die.
Thank you. What do you say, Jack? I'm a Jew, divorced, broke, and I'm dying of cancer. Do I get a discount?
I don't want to lose you, Joy.
I don't want to be lost. You know something? You seem different. You look at me properly now.
Didn't I before?
Not properly.
Would you give me your hand?
Can I say anything I want?
Yes.
Anything?
Yes.
You know it anyway.
Yes.
I'm still going to say it.
You say it.
I love you, Jack.
Better now?
Better. Do you mind?
No. Nurse! Nurse!
I'll fetch the doctor.
Poor Jack. It's knocked him completely off balance.
Looks bad, does it?
Oh, yes. They don't expect it to live.
Sad business.
Has he said anything to you?
About her?
Yes.
No, nothing.
I don't suppose you were listening into the wireless last night?
Jack wasn't wrong, was he?
No. It was 20 questions. You're not a Gilbert Harding appreciator then.
His fascination has eluded me so far.
Oh, he's something quite tremendous. The other day he said, when I hear the words ethical and artistic, I say, fiddly-dee and tiddly-push.
Yes.
Do you listen to 20 questions, Jack?
20 questions? No, I can't say I do, Harry.
Other things to think about, eh, Jack?
Other things, yes. She's in very good hands, you know. Very good hands. She sleeps a lot. That's why. Sleep, the great healer.
Great healer.
Jack, I'm so sorry about all this business.
It's all come too soon, you see. Her affairs aren't in order. Wants to become a Douglas, for example.
I suppose it's father.
No, she doesn't want that. He drinks, you see.
I don't really see what you can do about that.
You think I should take the boy in?
There must be relatives, Jack. I mean, it's not as if...
Not as if what?
Well, she's your friend, of course, but she's not, well, family.
Not my wife?
No, of course not.
Of course not! Impossible. Unthinkable. If Joy were my wife, I'd have to love her, wouldn't I? I'd have to care more for her than anyone else on the face of the earth. I'd have to be suffering the torments of the damned at the prospect of losing her.
I'm sorry, Jack. I didn't know.
Nor did I. I'm going to marry her, Harry. I made up my mind. I want you to marry us properly.
I
before God.
think it would be best if we talked about this later, Jack.
We don't have a later.
Still, it's not entirely plain sailing, is it?
Jack, I think what Harry's trying to say is it's against the rules.
She is a divorced woman, Jack.
I'm going to marry her, Harry. If you won't do it, I'll find someone who will.
I don't make the rules.
Jack, I don't pretend to understand what's going on with you, but if this is what you want, I wish you both happiness.
Me again.
Did you go?
I went and I came back.
Oh, this dope they give me. I get confused.
Does it help the pain?
Oh, yes. It's the strangest sensation. Like the pain is still going on down there. But it's nothing to do with me.
Is your mind clear now?
How would I know? Try me.
What's 58 take away 41?
17.
That's how old I was when you were born.
I was a baby. You were almost a man. For a while back there, I thought I might just catch you up. But here I am again. Back to being a baby.
Joy,
Still here.
I'm going to marry you, Joy. I'm going to marry you before God and the world.
You don't have to, Jack.
That's what I want. I want to.
Make an honest woman of me.
Not you. Me, let's be honest. Look at what it takes to make me see sense.
Think I overdid it?
No, you didn't.
Back home, we have a quaint old custom. When the guy has made up his mind he wants to marry the girl, he asks her. It's called
Yeah.
proposing.
It's the same here.
Did I miss it?
Will you marry this foolish, frightened old man who needs you more than you can bear to say, and who loves you, even though he hardly knows how?
Okay, just this once. I, Joy, take me, Jack,
To have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health.
to love, cherish, and obey,
Love, cherish, and obey,
till death us do part.
till death us
With this ring I thee wed,
With this ring I thee wed,
with my body I thee worship.
with my body I thee worship,
With all my worldly goods I thee endow,
all my worldly goods I thee endow.
in the name of the Father,
In the name of the Father,
and of the Son,
and of the Son,
and of the Holy Ghost.
and of the Holy Ghost.
Amen. Amen. Those whom God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. For as much as Jack and Joy have consented together in holy wedlock, and have made witness of the same before God and this company, I pronounce that they be man and wife together, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen. Amen.
Well, Mr. Lewis, I think I'm in no danger of overstating the case if I say no news is good news. Given the seriousness of her condition, we have reason to be cautiously optimistic.
I'm sorry, Doctor, I didn't understand a single word you said. It would help me if you used words that I'm familiar with, words like getting better, getting worse, dying.
I'm afraid none of those words meet the case. What seems to be happening is the rate of spread of the disease is slowing down.
You mean she's getting better?
She's not worse.
Well, isn't being not worse better than being worse?
Put like that, yes.
She's getting better, isn't she?
Mr. Lewis, you're looking at a train standing in a station. It may not be moving right now. The trains move. That's how trains are.
What would be a good sign? People do recover from cancer. It had been known.
Any sign of returning strength, any sign the body is rebuilding the diseased bone.
Did you expect her to make it this far?
You didn't expect her to make it this far, did you?
Thank you, Doctor. Oh, I should have brought something. Flowers, grapes, white grapes, I wonder.
Only 5 minutes, Mr. Lewis.
Oh, just bringing books, Jack. I'm going crazy here. The nurse has been telling me all about her love life. She's been dating this guy for 2 years. Will he marry her? How far should she let him go without them being at least engaged? I'm telling you, I'm sick with excitement. But she doesn't see him again until Saturday, so I need books.
Strikes me you're rather better.
We have to pretend we haven't noticed, or he'll take it away.
So, what advice did you give the nurse?
I said, give him enough to make him want the rest, then nothing till he pays up.
Poor fellow, he hasn't a chance.
Jack, if I get better, do I have to give the ring back?
No, Joy, that's yours forever, for all eternity.
You don't have to feel sorry for me anymore.
Not for myself. All I want is some time with you, Joy.
Speaking of him, how did you square it?
Marrying you?
Yes. You aren't the sort to say it's wrong, but I want it anyway.
Well, I did give it some thought. The argument I gave myself went like this. I want to marry Joy, but if she's married to someone else, I can't. Whatever a divorce court decrees, marriage is indissoluble in the eyes of God. But you see, your husband had been married before. Marriage is indissoluble, and he was still married to his first wife. So he couldn't have married you. Not in the eyes of God, he wasn't free. So you were never really married to him in the first place.
I think you have one of the great minds of the century.
I said 5 minutes, Mr. Lewis.
Good luck on Saturday.
Frankly, I'm worried about him. His behavior is entirely out of character.
It's been a very great shock to him.
That's my point. I mean, what can one say? The woman is dying.
Not anymore.
Not dying?
Jack says she's getting better. The cancer is stopped spreading.
Oh, that's very good news. Excellent news. So, what will you do, Warren?
So what do you mean?
Well, if she makes a full recovery, where will you live?
I don't know.
Ah, Christopher, excellent news. Mrs. Gresham is not to die after all.
That is good news.
I think we must call her Mrs. Lewis, you know.
If she does recover, we shall chalk it up as a victory for the power of prayer.
I've never quite understood about prayer. Now, does God intervene in the world only when asked?
It has been known.
And what are the qualifications for divine aid? Merit, intense suffering, persistent prayer? I mean, how does he choose?
I hardly think this is the time or the place for a theological argument.
And if God knows what's best for us anyway, why do we have to ask? Doesn't he already know?
Doesn't you know what?
Jack, thank goodness. Christopher is being Christopherish about prayer.
Prayer. I pray all the time these days. I think if I stop praying, I stop living.
And God hears your prayer, doesn't he, Jack? We hear Joy is getting better.
Yes, she is.
I'm very glad, Jack.
That's not why I pray, Harry. I pray because I can't help myself. I pray because I'm hopeless. I pray because the need flows out of me all the time, waking or sleeping. It doesn't change God, it changes me.
There now, you see, that makes sense. It's the first sensible thing I've heard on the subject.
She's getting better, you see. It's quite something. We mustn't expect too much, of course. Mustn't get our hopes up. Warning, shall we go?
Anytime you're ready, Jack.
Yes, Doctor.
Well, I think you should come and see for yourself.
See what?
Well, she's doing rather well, all things considered.
Bravo, well.
Hello, Jack. Hello, Warnie.
Oh, just look at you. Go ahead. Do something. Did you see that, Warnie? Did you?
Good show, Joy. Good show.
Go on, some more.
Slowly now.
Yes, of course, that's enough. Rest now. How soon can I take her home?
Well, as soon as you like. I see no reason to keep her in a hospital. So long as
And how long is that? You may speak openly. She does have an interest in the matter.
it could be weeks. It could be months.
Why not years?
Such an advanced case. It would be unusual. Sorry. You did want to know.
You're right, of course. We take what we can get. How would you like to come home?
Where's home, Jack?
My house, our house. You're my wife, remember? Warning and I are going to look after you.
Have you asked Warnie?
Don't worry about me, Jack. I'll sort myself out.
Sort yourself out. What do you mean?
New date is no problem.
You want to?
As you wish, Jack.
I don't.
Right, ho!
Oh, that's something.
See you at home, Joy.
Oh, thank you for everything, Mrs. Braddock.
Yes, thank you very much.
Not bad.
Not bad. Now, I don't want to hear you talk of miracles.
Why not? It's a miracle to me.
Miracles frighten me.
Take it when it's offered, I say.
I'm frightened of loving God too much for having given you back to me. That way I could just as easily hate God later on.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Jack. Thank God now. And let later come later.
Besides, it's not all that much of a miracle, you coming back to life.
What's wrong with it? You leave my miracle alone.
You were alive before, I wasn't.
What are you talking about?
I started living when I started loving you, Joy. That makes me only a few months old.
It would be a short life, Jack.
At least it's a life. Welcome home.
Oh, it really does feel like home.
Does it really? I'm so pleased.
Jack, there's a question I've never dared ask before. But now that we're married,
Anything, Joy.
do you ever turn the heat on in here? When did it stop working?
Oh, I can't remember. 10 years ago? What's your total?
This world is not a perfect place, Jack. And your house is less perfect than most of it. Will you let me purge it a little?
It's your house now, Joy. Purge away.
Look at that. And how about you? I'm not caressing you lovingly. I'm removing the dust. Actually, I am caressing you lovingly.
Here.
Just under your leg here.
Crossword puzzle. My own.
such service, I should get sick more often.
The Queen has announced that the royal surname will be changed to Mountbatten Windsor.
Quintessence, botanically expressed 4.
It used to be something foreign, now it's Windsor. Kid.
Pip.
The new surname will not apply until Prince Charles has grandsons. How very strange.
Oh no, I didn't see that. Can I have my move again?
Oh, you don't have to. Look, check.
Oh yeah.
Jack, make him work it out for himself. It's the only way he'll learn.
Was that so, Joy? Maybe we could enter him in the University of Hard Knocks. That way he could learn to say, I don't know much about art, but I call a spade a spade.
I knew it. That Honest Jack act you pull on your radio talks. It's all a front. You're an intellectual snob.
Oh, am I also a highbrow and a smug academic?
I'm not insulting you, Jack. I'm criticizing you.
I see. Please enlighten me.
The educational system in this country is prehistoric. Well, the boys at Douglas's school talk about going to a university like it was going to the moon.
How's that a criticism of me? I'd like as many boys to go to university as possible.
I count 3 varied assumptions there. I'd like. That's the language of mild preference, not active concern. You don't say, I'd like as many boys to be saved from starvation as possible.
My language reflects
Wait,
it.
I haven't finished. Second varied assumption, boys. What about girls?
Conceded. Go on.
Third varied assumption. You'd like as many to go to university as possible. What makes it possible, Jack? God? Chance? The weather? And how about people like you? The high priests of the sacred cult of the intellectual elite.
Verbal raspberries.
You always want to have the last word.
Precious hope of that.
Honeymoon.
What?
What was that warning?
Marriage, honeymoon, that's the way out. Yeah, you should have a honeymoon.
Joy's not up to traveling.
I suppose this is our honeymoon warning.
I suppose it is.
So how come we're carrying on as if we've been married for years?
What we're doing?
You are an intellectual bully, though.
That makes 2 of us. I'm afraid I'm too old to change. Do you mind?
You being too old or you being a bully?
Either.
No, I don't mind. Do you mind?
I don't want to be young anymore. When you're young, you're always looking ahead, always waiting for something better to come around the next bend in the road. I'm not looking ahead anymore. I'm with you here now. That's enough.
People do go on journeys for their honeymoon, Jack.
You mean abroad?
Yes, no need to sound so alarmed.
My mother took Warnie and me to Berneval near Dieppe the summer before she died. My one and only holiday abroad.
1907.
Where do you want to go?
I've always wanted to go to Greece. To see the Parthenon, and the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, and the Lion Gates of Mycenae.
Where will we stay?
Some little Greek hotel.
Are you up to it?
Me? If you are.
I truly believe if I had to go into a hotel with a woman and sign the register, I'd blush.
Well, that's settled.
The Isle of Greece. The Isle of Greece, where burning Sappho loved and sung,
Where grew the arts of war and peace.
where Delos roses and Phoebus sprung,
Eternal sunlight gilds them yet.
but all except their sun is set. And there it is, as advertised, not yet set. Oh, I love the sun. Don't you love the sun?
Dreadful glare, isn't there? I'm never at ease in hotels. There's always someone hanging around trying to be helpful.
Me? I like them. I especially like room service.
Room service. I always thought that room service was saying prayers in bed.
Well, you order some prayers if you want. I want a gin and tonic.
No, but you only just had breakfast.
So?
Hello? Yes. I'd like to order some drinks, if I may. To be brought to us out here, if that's convenient. Yeah, yes, I'd like a gin and tonic and a gin and tonic. So that's 2 gin and tonics. Actually, 2 gins and tonic, to be strictly accurate.
You don't drink gin.
Yes, I know. I'm afraid I panicked.
I love the sun. People used to worship the sun. I can understand it.
I can understand the people in England worshiping the sun where it's invisible. But here, look at it. Hanging around like a waiter hoping for a tip. No class, no mystery.
No, Jack, it's a feeling. You just don't know how to be in the sun.
What do you mean?
Come here and I'll show you.
You know I don't like surprises.
Come on over here.
This isn't going to work.
Now, put that face of yours up here. Feel it on your face. The sun so close you could stick out your tongue and lick it. No thoughts, no words. Just the sun on your face. The sound of the wind in the olive trees. In this land, nothing is impossible. Nothing is forbidden. You could even take off your coat. I'm so happy. I don't think I've ever been so happy in my life.
Nor I. Not since I was first elected a fellow of Magdalen.
No kidding? I didn't think there was any experience to beat that this side of paradise.
This is paradise for me now.
Don't say that, Jack. Paradise lasts, I hope. It's beautiful here. Being with you is everything I want. But it's not going to last.
We don't have to think of that now. I don't want to spoil the time we have together.
It doesn't spoil it. It makes it precious. The small things, the ordinary things. Each time you touch me, I feel it like a shock. Your nearness, your reality, you. What will you do when I die?
I don't know.
I want to be with you then, Jack. The only way I can do that is to talk to you about it now.
I shall manage. Don't worry about me.
I think it can be better than that. Better than just managing. What I'm trying to say is, that pain then is part of this happiness now. That's the deal.
We'll have no clocks, no calendars, no clocks.
I know your footsteps. I can tell it's you long before you reach the house.
I never
I
dreamed.
know it's you coming up the road.
I never dreamed I could be so happy so late in life. Every day when I come home, there you are.
First words you speak. I know what kind of mood you're in, just from the sound of your voice. I watch you when you're working at your desk. I study you. I learn you.
Every day when I come home, there you are. I can't get used to that. Every day it surprises me. There you are. I think it's the sheer availability of the happiness that takes my breath away. There you are. I hold you in my arms. I kiss you. All I have to do is reach out, and there you are. You've made the world kind to me, and I'm so grateful. So grateful for all the ordinary domestic pleasures. I think I love you too much. I can't bear to see you in pain.
The pain doesn't matter. It keeps me quiet.
When it gets close, then you know whether or not you believe.
Only shadows. That's what you're always saying, Jack. Real life hasn't begun yet. You just better be right.
Douglas, I'm afraid your mother's very sick.
She's gonna die, isn't she? Why?
I don't know.
Can't you do something?
I'm afraid not.
Okay.
Still here.
Still here.
Get some sleep. Go to bed.
Soon.
Jack, has it been worth it?
3 years of happiness.
Tell me you'll be all right.
I'll be all right.
When we talk about it,
We've never pretended with each other.
no. Never pretend.
Are you afraid?
Of dying?
Yes.
I'm tired, Jack. I want to rest. I just don't want to leave you.
I don't want to leave you to leave me.
Too much pain.
I know.
Other worlds has to be more than we can imagine. Even more than you can imagine.
Far more.
I love your other worlds, Jack. That was how I first fell in love with you. Long before I met you.
Only stories, Julie.
Magical stories.
I don't know what to do, Julie. You're going to have to tell me what to do.
You have to let me go, Jack.
I'm not sure I can.
Douglas, will you take care?
Of course I will, Joy.
He pretends not to mind,
I know.
like you.
No pretending anymore.
I've loved you so much, Jack. It's always easier for the one who goes first.
Don't talk anymore. You rest. Not much more to say. I love you, Joy. I love you so much. You made me so happy. I never dreamed I could be so happy. You're the truest person I've ever known. Sweet Jesus, be with my beloved wife, Joy. Forgive me if I love her too much. Have mercy on us both.
Get some sleep.
How's the pain?
Not too good. Oh, shadow.
Only shadows.
Naturally, I wouldn't say this to Jack, but better sooner than later. Better quick than slow. After all, there was no question about it. The writing was on the wall.
Is he taking it very hard?
He's a remarkable man, Jack. Faith as solid as a rock.
Harry, those few well-chosen words of the church, did I hear you correctly? It seemed to me you said something like, all who knew her loved her.
Something like that.
Not quite God's own truth.
Good grief, Christopher, what was I supposed to say? That nobody could stand her?
Jack loved her, that's what's true, and that's what matters. But I didn't, and you didn't.
She is dead.
Death does not improve the character.
You don't love anyone, Christopher, as far as I can see.
It may well be so, but Harry here still shouldn't tell Waffles.
Jack was standing 6 feet away.
Jack wouldn't have minded. He's changed. She did that. She was a remarkable woman. But I'll be damned if I'm going to start liking her just because she's dead.
Did you like her, Warren?
Not at first, but oh yes. Oh yes.
I wasn't going to come, then I decided I would.
Life must go on.
I don't know that it must, but it certainly does.
Sorry I wasn't able to be in church.
Not important, darling.
My little dress, Jack, was
Please
it?
forgive me, Harry. I have no idea what you said. I didn't hear a word in church.
Fine, fine, perfectly understandable.
Jack, are you all right?
No.
Thank God for your faith, Jack. Where would you be without that?
I'd be here drinking my port.
What I mean to say, Jack, is that it's only faith that makes sense of in times like this.
I'm sorry, Harry, but that just won't do. This is a mess, and that's all there is to it.
A mess.
What value do you find in it? You tell me.
But Jack, we have to have faith that God knows
Yes,
what...
God knows. I have no doubt that God knows. Yes, God knows. But does God care? Did God care about joy?
Why are you talking like this? We can't see what's best for us. You know that. We're not the creator.
No, we're the creatures. We're the rats in the cosmic laboratory. Sure, the great experiment is for our own good eventually, but that still makes God the vivisectionist.
This is your grief talking.
I was talking before, my complacency.
Please, Jack, please.
I'm sorry, Harry. You're a good man. I don't mean to distress you. But I've come up against a bit of experience lately. Experience is a brutal teacher, but you learn fast. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have come. I'm not good company tonight. Please excuse me. Please forgive me. Yes. Sorry, Wonnie, not necessary.
Jack, everybody understands.
I can't remember what she looks like. I can't remember her face. What's happening to me?
I rather expected shock.
I'm so terribly afraid of never seeing her again. Thinking that suffering is just suffering after all. No cause, no purpose, no pattern, no sense. There's pain in the world of pain.
I don't know what to tell you, Jack.
There's nothing to say.
Jack? About Douglas.
Yes?
Your grief is your business. You may feel that life is a mess, and perhaps it is. He's just a child.
What am I supposed to do about it?
Talk to him.
I don't know what to say to him.
Just talk to him.
My mother died when I was your age. That was cancer too. I prayed for her to get well. I thought that if I believed that she'd get well, then she wouldn't die, but she did.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
I don't care.
I do. When I'm alone, I start crying. You cry?
No.
I didn't when I was your age. I loved your mother very much.
That's okay.
Too much. She knew that. She said, is it worth it? She knew how it would be later on. It doesn't seem fair. If you want the love, you have to have the pain.
I just don't see why she had to get sick.
Nor I. You can't hold on to things. You have to let them go.
Jack,
Yes?
do you believe in heaven?
Yes?
I don't believe in heaven.
That's okay.
I sure would like to see you again.
We are like blocks of stone, out of which the sculptor carves the forms of men. The blows of his chisel, which hurt us so much, are what make us perfect. No shadows here, only silence and darkness, and the pain that cries out like a child. It ends, like all affairs of the heart, with exhaustion. Only so much pain is possible, then rest. And so it comes about when I am quiet. When I am quiet. She returns to me. There she is, in my mind and my memory, coming towards me again. And I love her again as I did before, even though I know I will lose her again and be hurt again. So, you can say if you like, that Jack Lewis doesn't have the answer after all, except this. I've been given the choice twice in my life. The boy chose safety. The man chooses suffering. I went to my wardrobe this morning. I was looking for my old brown jacket, the one I used to wear before. I'd forgotten you'd carried out one of your purges there. Just before we went to Greece, I think it was. I find I can live with the pain after all. The pain now is part of the happiness then. That's the deal. Only shadows, Joy.